All right, so back with another episode of just a VOD review with a guest. Um, you guys generally have an idea of what goes on by now. This is like what the fourth episode, I think, at this point, maybe fifth. No, it's fourth. It's fourth. It's fourth. Today we have more of an interesting game. First one from a non-major region. This is from ERL. Which ERL is this again? This is the British one, or no?
I think it. No. I think it is. Oh
The
my god, I'm
German league?
so bad. Yeah. Let me
Yeah, it's
see.
German. It's German. It's German.
Yeah, it's German. It's a German one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right,
I don't know
so
the official name for it.
yeah, yeah, the German ERL.
I
Today we
think it's
got
Prime League. I think it's Prime League, but don't
yeah,
hold me
yeah,
to
it
that.
has
Don't
to be
hold me
Prime
to
League. It has
that.
to be Prime League. It has to be Prime League.
Yeah.
And we have SK Gaming Prime versus Wave Esports. Don't pay too much attention to the records. That's not the point, right? So today with me I have just gonna let him introduce himself.
Yeah, I'm PwnStarShibby. I'm a League of Legends color caster. I started casting. It'll be a year in March now. I mostly cast amateur League of Legends. So if you guys are familiar with Excellency Esports, Risen, most recently I'm actually on the CB LOL unofficial English channel, and that's kind of how I got connected with this because if for anybody that's been watching the series, random minion caster has been on your RMC for sure, and I kind of work with him, but he's definitely like that guy's a level above in CV LOL. That guy loves it. So yeah, yeah. I don't know if you want me to, like say my rank or anything like
Oh
that. I
yeah,
know there are a lot of
no. It's whatever you want to say about yourself is fine. Whatever you want to say about yourself is fine.
yeah,
I just
yeah. I
I
so yeah.
figured
I
I'd
know
let you
there are
introduce yourself.
yeah. I know there are people out there that like care about rank. So I've been recently I've been like as high as plat one back then when I was a lot younger. Maybe like in college, maybe about 6-7 years ago in season 4, season 5, I peaked D5 when that was actually a thing. So
Hmm.
yeah, and I've also been 3,800 masters in Overwatch, and I think I've been plat one in Apex Legends. So I would say I'm an above average gamer at most games, and then there's like one game. Everybody has their own game that they're like really good at, right? And
Hmm.
Overwatch was mine for that thing. But yeah,
And
I've
do you cast those two as well or no?
no, I don't. I mean,
I know that
for
some people
me,
do
like,
multiple games, so.
yeah, no, I'm strictly a league caster. I think for me personally, for me to hit that high rank in those other games, like I just have to like play it. Like I get obsessed with it, and I was a grinder, and I had a lot of time because I was in college when Overwatch came out. So
Mm.
yeah, I'm 26 in March for anybody that wants to date me. Not in that aspect. I'm saying like
Yeah.
carbon date me. But yeah, so I would say I'm fairly old in esports.
All right, cool. So yeah, let's get in the draft here. I got it paying at 1.75 speed.
Ausgepackt zum Mitnehmen, zum Verstehen vor allen
Need
Dingen.
that muted. Yeah, that's definitely German. All right, excellent. So we have Caitlyn on blue side. That's fine if you don't want to play it. Banning it out is fine. Early Vex ban. I don't like early Vex ban too much. I feel like early Vex ban, like there's a lot of options you can play into Vex. I don't feel like we're worried too much. If you want to take it as a blind, like it's not the end of the world, but
Well,
you know.
early Vex ban to me kind of screams that they want to go like LeBlanc, right? Or they want to go something either because I've seen that Vex is like a decent matchup into LeBlanc, but also Vex has that like she can do both really well, right? She can do like the whole I'm gonna R into you, fear you. I think if like you're a team that doesn't really like playing around it or against it, right? I think that's like more of like I would call it a comfort ban, right? There's obviously comfort picks for champion or for players, but I think Vex and that kind of champion is like a comfort band. Like, oh, you know what? We actually just have a really shitty scrim record, or we just don't know how to play against Vex. Sorry, am I allowed to cuss? By the way,
No,
I'm
you're
so
fine. Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, you're
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah. That's one of those champions to me. That's kind of like teams have not played against it enough professionally or in scrims to like really understand how to play against it because she's one of those champions that can just turn a team fight on its head, right?
There's actually one thing I want to touch on with the Vex thing. People think that Vex is a counter to LeBlanc or an Aston LeBlanc. I don't I don't believe it is pretty much at all.
I
It
don't think it's
actually
a counter.
yeah I don't even think it. I think LeBlanc actually can win out the lane pretty easily. This is something I've talked about a decent amount. This is initially brought up to me by one of my friends, Incon. He's also a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh yeah,
Similar to the LeBlanc Lissandra matchup, you pretty much just take Ares Scorch and play around your Q and auto harass, and you never actually have to W on top of her, and you can actually just play to harass her out of the lane with corrupting. Like you don't necessarily need Like Vex isn't really like the answer to LeBlanc that people believe that she is, where it's just like, oh, you pick Vex and LeBlanc, and it's just, oh, you can't play the game. Like it's perfectly fine. I think it's totally okay. It's more that I feel like if you're banning Vex, you're just worried about them having a safe blind mid that they can pretty much always take. Because Vex's worst matchups right now are stuff that people aren't really looking at. Stuff like Xerath, I feel like is really awful for Vex to play into. Um, but everything
Yeah.
else, Vex just kind of like AFK matches.
Yeah, well, I think the also like yeah, I want to kind of like add on to that point of like people aren't exploring certain matchups. I think for me personally, and I've been watching League since season 2, right before LCS, like MLGs, all that stuff. I personally think this meta is like I know everybody says it's a meme, like oh it's a stalest meta, but like literally, I think this is one of the most like unexplored metas I've seen up to date. Like we're a couple weeks into a lot of different leagues. We had lock in, we have LEC going on, LPL, LCK, and it feels like because of the changes or not so big changes that Riot made, right? There's the TP and there's the extra dragons and all that stuff, but like these is kind of like this is kind of one of the more like light season changes from like season to season, and I feel like that we're feeling that effect right now where it's like people are just handshaking Corky Victor, or they're going like Vex, LeBlanc. They're going like these champions. Or I've even seen Oriana and Azir being picked in Pro League.
The
So,
meta hasn't really changed that
no,
much,
no, not at all.
with the exception of some mid lane picks coming in or coming back, I guess. Other than that, like the meta is pretty straightforward. I believe there's a lot of picks you can kind of just take, knowing what the answer will most likely be, and just being okay with that. And I think it leads to a lot of interesting things, and I feel like it favors blue side a lot because knowing what a lot of the answers will be to what you take, it makes blue side's power to kind of set the tone of the draft that much better. Because you can essentially say, we're taking this on one, we know what your answer will most likely be.
Mm-hmm.
So 2-3 turns into like, all right, well, we're planning out our 2-3 as soon as we pick one. Right? It's actually happened a lot to me in drafts recently, where it's just like, all right, well, if we take this, you have to take this or this, or maybe you take this or this. If you go, it just turned into a flowchart rather than actual like out there drafting, because a lot of the things that are a little bit more out there, people either aren't trying or aren't playing, or people just don't want to risk. Right? There are some picks here and there I think can be nice in certain situations, but they're still very niche.
Yeah, I say it's the perfect time to be a color caster because it's draft. You look like a god, right? If you can predict it, it's so easy
It's
right
easy to
now.
follow.
Because if they B1 like Corky, then you like take Aphelios Thresh or something. Yeah, it's so easy nowadays, in my opinion. But yeah, Corky gets banned, blue side.
Yeah, Jinx getting banned here makes sense considering, once Caitlyn's gone, one of the only things that can realistically match Jinx well enough, other than Ziggs, would be the Jhin. And I feel like that's a lane where you usually just fine taking it if you'd like to. Okay,
I
so B1 and Gwen.
Yeah. I was gonna ask two things. What's your take on blue side Corky ban, and also what's your take on like Jin as like an answer to Kate Aphelios, like Jinx? Like I'm on the camp of like I think Jin is just a horrible pick. Like not horrible, but I think it's just like such a lame duck kind of pick because like I've kind of viewed Jin as more of a utility champion than like a Caitlyn or a Jinx because like he can set up fights really well. You can use curtain call both offensively and like for your team, but I just don't like Jin because like it's not good to play into. Like if Wave just chose a tank here and or like if SK, which they're probably gonna if they're smart or if they're flow charting, they're gonna like be R1 R2 or whatever. They're gonna pick Jin, right, as an answer to Aphelios or something like that. And then like you just pick a tank, like someone like really really meaty and beefy, and like what does Jin do? Like he doesn't synergize super well with the enchanters. Like it's really only when when Jin becomes super popular, then Zillion kind of becomes a pick, but nobody really has like a pocket Zillion, right? So I don't like Jin as a champion. There's so much better options, and I feel like you're handshaking the lane if you're gonna go like Jin Nautilus or Jin Thresh or Jin. Yeah, I think that's like really the only two I've seen because like I said, pairing it with the Chanters just it doesn't feel good.
See, so this is actually something I actually hard to disagree with. I
Okay.
feel like Jhin gives you an option to play into bot lane or play away from bot lane if you'd like to. He has enough pressure early on and enough wave clear and enough setup to have jungle and mid if you have that kind of pressure and you have that kind of movement to move into bot lane and play hard towards these more scaling lanes. It matches Caitlyn extremely well. Actually tends to beat Caitlyn in most lanes. Most commonly, you try to play a Kate Lux into something like a Jhin Karma, you lose. You lose that angle most of the time. Um, so Jin matching scaling picks basically makes it so that these picks aren't able to just kind of scale freely into mid to late game, right? Otherwise, you're just looking to match scaling for scaling, and it's just like, why would you want to do that when you could just beat it into the ground with Jin? And Jin doesn't scale as poorly as he did before. One of the things you brought up was that why don't you just pick a tank early on, right? Well, let's look at the meta. What tanks are actually realistically available right now? You have Mundo, which, yeah, you can pick Mundo, but what if I take Camille Gwen into your top side,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
And then you
you
dive.
can't really blind it. You can take it R3 maybe, but you can't really blind Mundo unless you're okay with just playing a bad matchup sometimes, right? So what other tanks are realistically up there? You have Tahm Kench. All right, you can play Tahm Kench top. Tahm Kench has all the same counters Mundo does, and a couple more. And if Tahm Kench has to play into certain mid laners or junglers or even supports, Tahm Kench is essentially a non can be a non-factor in some games, right?
Yeah, I would say to that is I've been seeing it in like a couple other minor like obviously CB Law and stuff like that, and some of the other minors. I think I don't. It's unexplored and it's not. It's I wouldn't say like it has bad matchups as well. I would say like back then the old counter to like Aphelios and Jin was like the Ornn, but then like you said, you have to be okay with either blinding Ornn into a bad matchup or you reactionary pick Ornn into like a Jin. But the answer has been now it's just been Jarvan, right? Like it's people have just been playing Jarvan into Jin or something like that, and they're like, oh, we're just gonna lock him down, and eventually an EQ Cataclysm is gonna kill him, right? That's what I've seen the mindset of people that they're instead of willing to blind a tank top or anything like that, they'll just take like Jarvan into Viego or Jarvan into Xin, Jarvan into Viego Lee Sin, yeah, Jarvan into Lee Sin. Like they'll take this matchup because in their mind, oh yeah, we can neutralize the Jin. We'll force the Jin to play like super far back because he'll be afraid, in theory, of flag and drag into Cataclysm into death. So I don't know. I just feel like Jin. I get what you're saying. It's good into Caitlyn, and it's. I wouldn't say it's that good at neutralizing like something like Aphelios because I feel like Aphelios always gets online. Like he almost always gets online, specifically in this meta.
So you played into Aphelios when Thresh is taken away.
Yeah,
Right. You played into Aphelios with Thresh gone. You played into it with a lane like Karma, a lane that's gonna hard, okay, a lane like Lux is gonna hard harass and play for one shot.
yeah. Thresh
Right.
into Karma is so bad.
In
It's so
in
bad for Thresh.
yeah, into some of these situations, it's more that you're playing Jin to play towards it and take down a scaling option, right? When we're talking about picks like Jarvan, we're talking about picks like Jin. These are picks meant to punish hypermobile carries, right? They're not necessarily they don't need to like be a hyper themselves. They can be in some spots if they get ahead, and they can run over the game if they get ahead. But they're just an option for you to play into with just a lane with a ton of setup. If you have mid prior, you can play into it fairly easily. With a meta that's
Mm-hmm.
a lot less topside focused, and especially with top lanes not really being able to affect the map until around 14 minutes,
Yeah, yeah.
um, picks like Jin get so much higher up in prior. That's the same reason we saw Caitlyn come up again. Because now, if you're playing Caitlyn and you manage to get mid prio and a decent jungle matchup, which isn't that hard, especially on blue side, then realistically speaking, what's to stop the Caitlyn from just standing in front of the other team's tower for the entirety of the game? Pretty much nothing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You play Jin the exact same way you play Caitlyn. You push the wave, you force them under tower, you force dives.
Yeah, and then now with top lane not being able to intervene as much, and yeah, there's a lot of different picks in the top lane as well. But I mean, yeah, we kind of got on a tangent on the Jin. But what's your beat? Like, what do you think about blue side Corki ban? I always see it red side, and
Blue
I've
side
kind of
Corki
been
ban,
okay with it.
it's whatever. I feel like picking Corki on R3 is pretty nice because you can pick Corki and then ban out Victor, ban out
Yeah,
Sierra. I feel like if you're worried about if you're not gonna pick a mid laner that's good into Corki on these two picks, something like I said, just something like a Victor early, then I guess if you want to ban Corki and you feel like a comp that you're looking to build would have hard time playing into pack and hard time playing into that level of poke, then you can look to do it. I don't think it's fully necessary. I feel like there are options you have to play into Corki, but if you don't want to explore those, or you have a comp that you have in mind that doesn't want to play towards those styles, I think it's fine to ban Corki on blue side.
yeah. That's yeah. It's always like a compositional thing, right? Like if you don't want to play the Corki and you're like afraid of getting your like you said taking your Victor or Syndra early, then yeah. I originally I was like not okay with blue side Corky Band. Then like as I saw more games, as I started casting them, I was like, yeah, it's actually fine. It's actually not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, it looks like they open up with
Mm-hmm.
B1 Gwen. I feel like B1 Gwen can be okay in some spots, especially if you know that the other team doesn't have a lot of options to play into it topside. But something we saw at least in the last video I did, as well as just in general popping a bit more, is Gwen jungle coming up. So having the ability to be able to flex that into top and jungle as well, I feel like makes B1, if you want a B1 Gwen, a lot better.
Yeah, yeah. The flex, the added added flexibility is nice. I don't really feel that like Gwen beats that trinity of like Xin Viego, Lee Sin right now. I don't think it's explored enough.
I mean, it has less early pressure than these picks, but Gwen on even one item is an absolutely insane
Oh
pick.
yeah,
Easily can
yeah.
outduel these champions. Clears just as well as most of them.
Hmm.
So I feel
Hmm.
like we're totally fine playing some of these matchups. I feel like something that from my last video that I did, seeing Canyon playing Gwen into Xin Zhao, the level 1 that he took is actually something that I think is really really interesting. To kind of set up the Gwen pick to be kind of impossible to deal with. Which is basically he just walked into Canyon's red side while he was doing red buff, sat in his Raptor Brush, smited away the red as he was finishing it up, and then just all into Canyon level 1 and killed him. These
Yeah,
kinds of things I think are really really nice to try to make Gwen work. But pairing that with like a Yumi, which is another thing they did this game, or it was some sort of enchanter, even against a comp with high range, that Gwen's W is going to get a ton of value out of. I think can be really really nice in some spots.
yeah. It's good if you just want that Gwen like really bad. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
mean
Like it's like
Gwen is an
okay,
insane pick. I feel like blinding the pick
yeah,
is more than fine in current meta. So it looks like it's an answer to Gwen. They're just
I
taking
think
Senna early. That's
it's probably gonna
fine.
be Senna Tom, right, or Senna Nautilus. I
It could
think
be it
I
could be
didn't
Senna
actually see
top.
the
I mean,
draft.
most likely you're gonna be looking for what's it called, for jungle here instead, and you can just take whatever you want on 3, depending whether it's a solo
Yeah,
lane or it's a support, or even just play Senna fasting and have her be
yeah.
what's it
Sorry.
called, yeah.
So yeah, I didn't mean like R1, R2. I was just saying like
Yeah.
it's probably gonna as
Oh
what I meant
yeah.
like the support that's gonna be matched up.
Yeah. Okay, so we're taking the Zins out. It's a fine matchup into Gwen if you want to put it in the jungle. Viego's also okay. Plays kind of the same way. I personally am not a huge fan of taking Viego early blind. I feel like Viego can get countered really hard by things that either keep him at range or things that just have more range and poke him out before he can actually get into a fight.
Hmm.
It forces him to
Hmm.
play really really awkward angles on fights he doesn't always want to do. Because Viego, while he can be played kind of an assassin style, his only real way over walls or real like hard gap closes aside from his W is literally just his R. Right?
Yeah,
And if you have to open with
and
R, it feels awful.
yeah, and Mist is pretty overrated. Like
Yeah, it's not
it's
great.
cool. It's cool, but like
It's cool for
yeah,
chasing and dueling, but that's it.
yeah. It's not really like the best. Like it's like oh yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's just like a cool ability in my opinion. Um, yeah, I agree with you on the Viego point. I think he's like out of that Trinity,
This
quote
feels
unquote. He's
really
definitely
bad.
like
Yeah,
lacking.
this feels really,
Yeah,
really bad. I'm
yeah.
beginning to understand why people thought this draft was awful. We're not serious, right?
They're not taking Ari. No way. I don't think
Okay,
that. I think they just
yeah.
take the. They
Yeah,
probably will just take
Victor's
Victor
fine.
into it.
Victor's fine. I feel like this pick is a huge problem, this Ezreal. Right? I hate the fact that this is like a yellow background. I use fucking yellow, whatever. Like,
Yeah,
I
I mean
feel
it'll
like, yeah,
change.
this
It'll
pick
change.
is a huge, huge problem. I feel like Senna is a natural, really good lane into Ezreal. It's not going to pressure the Senna lane at all. Senna should be able to get priority, as well as hard out heal Ezreal's
Hmm.
poke
Hmm.
as the game goes
Yeah,
along. So just
and the slow they added right. This is
yeah,
12.2, so
yeah, and the
it's
slow
so disgusting.
opting into this matchup, not only in general, but this early in the draft. I feel like I don't know what they're looking to go with that. Maybe they just really want to force themselves into a roaming support style, but I don't think it's great.
Yeah, Ezreal just feels like you can continue with the draft, but Ezreal just feels like you're just saying, you know what, I don't want to really play the like I don't want to play bot lane.
Yeah,
Almost, you know what I
I mean,
mean?
but it's odd to try to opt into that kind of more unleashing your support when you're also just going to take Victor mid here.
Yeah. Oh, are they gonna go with
Okay,
the
yeah,
Jace
it looks like
R3?
they do lock in the Jace. I feel like Jace here
Yeah.
can be really nice. Pairing it with Senna just means they're most likely going to play a comp that revolves around range and setting up resets from range for Viego.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily fully agree with pairing it with Viego, but I think if you can get people low enough and then just walk Viego up, it forces them off the tower knowing that you can go reset for reset or reset.
Yeah, I think it feels better than Zin, right? Because he can hang around his mist and you just poke away, specifically with like Jason. I don't know what they're gonna go.
I mean, I personally prefer Zin with it because at least Zin buys more space, but
Yeah, Zin Ultimate is just
it's
Zin
something you
Ultimate
can
is just
do.
too crazy. Karthus ban.
Karma and
Irelia.
yeah, no, Karthus ban's fine here. Pairing Karthus with Senna and just having Senna fast is insane. It's really, really, really good.
That's probably what they're afraid of, right? That's the whole
most
and most likely Gadget and Mystique, one of those two, probably play it. I'm not super familiar with all the players. I know Gadget, and I know obviously most people know who Soaz is. Yes, it's that same Soaz. But the other guys, I know some of their names have been thrown around. Were thrown around last season for free agency for LEC. Gadget specifically, you've probably seen. I think he was on UOL too a while ago. So I think it's that same Gadget.
I don't understand this ban.
I think they're afraid of Jace Flex, right? Like that's
just putting so Jax that's in my top lane into Gwen?
into Gwen. That's the only thing I can think of, right? Where they're like, you know what? They might flex Jace mid, and they might just take scaling top with Senna bot and Vega. Like that's the only thing I can think of.
Jace can play nicely into Victor, especially if you're going to play into the Jace lane, which you can with Senna. But it's yeah, I guess
it's not optimal. It's not optimal though.
Really afraid of. I understand these two bans. The Aurelia is just kind of a really volatile lane into Jace. Forces you to play into the Jace lane if you want to get the Jace ahead. All right, I love this. Yeah. All right, so I don't know if this is going support or this is going mid, but in any case, it has a great matchup into Victor, and it pairs really, really well with the Senna. So I'm happy with it regardless. So they're fully just kind of going into poke here. They have currently they have no way to deal with this range.
Yeah, I don't think Wave has an answer, right? I mean, they're
not for real.
Yeah, I think they go Ezreal Yumi here. No way. So now you're trying to play for lane, right? Is what you're trying to say? Like, oh, go Ezreal Yumi. We want to pair it up with the Gwen. They want it with the Gwen and they want it with the Camille, in my opinion, right? They're like, oh, Ezreal Yumi is like a comfort lane. It's been played before. It's pretty good. And then like, oh, we'll have like this is what I think is going on in Wave. They're going, oh yeah, we can just pick Ezreal Yumi bot lane. It's really, really good. And then it'll be OP in the mid game and late game because we'll have Gwen and Camille. And it's like, well, fuck.
Wow, I don't think so. Actually, I don't think this works ever.
That's what I'm thinking. Wave is thinking. I don't think it's good.
I get what you're saying. I don't know what kind of delusion you have to believe that works. But if that's your thought process, that's your thought process, right? I'm not saying you. I'm saying the Wave. Whatever is happening here, right? I feel like they're already put on the back foot in 1-2-3 by picking Ezreal. It gets worse once Xerath gets locked in because you're just guaranteed to be downrange. So you need to have some sort of the drop's not really salvageable, but you have to have some sort of hard engage to at least try to offset their range, to at least try to have something to skirmish with later on. But they go Yumi, so this is a team with 0 engage and a poke. For whatever reason, I don't see a world where Gwen, Camille, their entire team isn't just fully harassed out. One of the things enchanters are worst into is poke and harass. So this Yumi pick is going to get almost no use unless Gwen manages to get insanely strong. Then you pick the Camille into a lane that's definitely losing in the Jace, because you know the Jace is going top at this point. You pick Camille into a lane that's definitely losing, and then the jungler you have to help this Camille is now Gwen.
Yeah, you have no reliable way to play towards Camille. Like, you're just saying, you know what? Just try to win the matchup.
Yeah, it looks like they're just hoping they have the better players, which I don't think is the best idea given this.
Yeah, and my question is, you said it's like almost unsalvageable, right? Like, I think it's fine to throw Gwen into Jace, and then just rotate a different jungler
matchup.
Yeah.
You're probably better off just putting Gwen into Jace and just taking Xin Zhao on 4-5. Yeah.
I think Wave is thinking that they'll get like TP flanks off or something. Like, oh yeah, like Camille. Oh, if they get onto Xerath, he's dead. Oh, you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, I don't even know like what jungler. I mean, like, sorry, what other like support you could like go like hard engaged support to like get on
and it's
to.
blind too is the other problem. So no matter what, the support's going to get countered. You have to just look for something that you just hope has some sort of scrappy fight. Honestly, maybe just taking the Rakan might have been the best idea. Like I said, there's not really something to salvage at that point, but you have to have something to go off of. This is a comp that will do nothing and lose. I can call it right now before even I did not watch the game ahead of time. This is a comp in which nothing is going to happen. They're gonna bleed out and lose the game because they have no way to set up plays. They can't poke. They can't play side lane. They can't get prio in any of these lanes. They have losing top. They have losing jungle. They have losing top. They have losing mid.
Yeah, it's Wave Esports composition relies on SK making mistakes.
It relies on SK just
that's
outright losing the game on their own.
Like, yeah, it's such like a I don't even want to use the word opportunistic. It's such like a I would guess it's opportunistic, right? They're like, oh yeah, maybe they'll like overextend, or maybe they'll play the lane bad, or just like you said, they may just be relying on player strength.
Give you gold. You hoping they hand you gold for free. I don't understand a world where this ever happens, but I like this level 1 actually. I like this level 1 a lot. So this is something we kind of saw. I'm going to keep referencing it, but the game that I did last, Dom 1 versus SKT, in the Jace, it was a Jace something else lane, but getting a ward here for the Jace puts Jace in a spot where he can just fully zone his laner off of XP at level 1.
Right at the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, because you get the ward here, so they can't just play in and out of bush over and over and over again. And if they walk here, then Jace just places ward, and all of a sudden he has brush control over these two, right?
Yeah.
And they have to fully concede, and if they want to try to set that up for a 3-wave dive, they can.
Yeah, right. It's pretty similar to what you see like bot laners do when they like go super deep, like they do the 4-man invade into the bot, get the ward, right?
There's a lot of matchups where bush control just makes or breaks the lane.
Yeah, I 100% agree, and like it's really nice level 1 setup for Jace. Like you're essentially saying, you know what, Jace, you are gonna get the most help in this matchup, and you're like there should theoretically be no reason because he also went longsword triple pot as well. So it's like
they should be playing towards this lane. I mean, the Senna Nautilus lane is not at risk. They're playing into Ezreal Yuumi.
It's Senna Nautilus,
Jace is going to get all resources.
Yeah, and Gwen, like I said, Ghost Gwen, like has no reliable way. There's no way they actually get her, right? Okay, yeah, now it's just starting that as well.
And they don't play Sword we were talking about either. Okay. Awkward, but this is probably something that came from prep, knowing that Soaz likes just kind of try to sit here. Maybe if Jace comes off of a leash, force a hard level 1 trade to try to get pressure in the lane. But if you see that like, and you do that every single game, it just gets very predictable. And this is the kind of stuff that happens to you. Now you're stuck playing into Jace with something that you normally wouldn't want to level 3 at level 1.
Yeah. I think she's looking to get that like hard Q trade and everything like that. Now they get Vision.
You cannot touch the wave now at level 1 as Camille. Not with W, not anything.
Yeah. And like they trade Vision here, which is like fine, but it's just like I don't like what does Wave do with that Vision? Like you know what I mean? Like they just know where jungle starts.
Yeah, they just know where jungle. I mean, knowing where jungle starts is nice because it helps you track for at least like the first 7 minutes or so. But
yeah, but like Viego's not worried about that, right? Like Viego is not on the on like the initiative. He doesn't have to be.
It's also fairly
literally
clear,
just farm.
It's also fairly clear where Viego's going to be headed anyway. Like he's headed towards top side. There's no way he's headed. Any reception jungler is pathing towards the Ezreal Yuumi lane here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they don't even win 2v2. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, sorry, Camille and Gwen do not win 2v2 in this. Like, there's no way. You don't come out healthier as Gwen. Viego's going to come out healthier. Clearly, as you can see right now, Jace is going to come out healthier. He has 3 pots to burn opposed to Camille's 1. So even if they do meet 2-on-2, like, it just feels bad.
Yep. Yeah, so Camille taking E level 1 basically means that Jace can basically make any play he wants to on top of her. If Camille ever uses E offensively on a Jace just kind of laughs it off because he just outdamages her at this stage in the game. He really just does. Especially because it's Grasping to Conquer.
Yeah. And, like, I love the Xerath pick as well. Like, it's just like another thing, right? It's like Corki in the sense of, like, you can just poke with it. There's a lot of control you get around objectives, right? It's like, it gives you so much flexibility.
As well.
Yep. Yep, it's so nice, and especially into Victor, who
Yep.
has to do like some fancy footwork and has to do like the walk away E, has to try to get the Q shield off before you W him. Like it's just so much harder for Victor to play that lane. He has to do so much more for so like I wouldn't say little reward, but like the amount of effort he's putting in for what he's getting out is not good.
I mean, in the Victor lane early on, Victor does have a fairly strong level 1. He has a fairly strong first reset. And Xerath's abilities, they don't really do that much damage early. He's more using them for mana flow proc and first strike proc, right? So Victor can contest early on, but as soon as this guy comes back with Lost Chapter, Victor essentially just has to pray until he gets his E upgrade. To where he can really clear waves and start to potentially look for first move again. And even then, I don't think he's ever realistically going to get it unless for some reason he lets him. So we see a full clear come out from Viego because he can, because Jace has full control, doesn't need his help, and so essentially has to play off the wave. This guy's down 16 to 8 with the wave coming out. So he's been zoned off a fair amount of experience. After this, what I can assume will happen is we'll most likely see Viego just hit this camp, walk down for Crab, and either reset, or instead of walking down for Crab, walk in for a lane gank. I don't think it's something that will necessarily happen just because Camille most likely has E and just kind of gets away, but it's something you can potentially look to see here.
Yeah, I do like Gwen's pathing though. I mean, at least like she understood to not, you can't really play reliably towards Camille, and you're not going to get Crab or any prio. So like just pathing, good pathing, but like I feel like it's the only pathing she can do.
Yeah, I mean it's literally just we're just full
clearing. Oh, and she takes the reset as well.
We're just full clearing. We're full clearing because we have to. That's it. She takes a reset because she wants to be on top side where Viego can be up there, so that Camille doesn't. Because you have to see Camille's wave is bouncing out. She wants to be able to be there to cover Camille so that she can cross her wave. She can't actually go for Crab because of that. If she goes for Crab, then she's never there on time, and Camille's at risk of just fucking outright dying.
Yeah, just getting dived. Yeah, pretty much.
No, not even dubbed. Just like the wave's coming out, Camille has to cross her wave. She has to, or else she's just doomed for the rest of laning phase.
Ezreal Yumi doing Ezreal Yumi things. Ooh. Okay, let's see this 1v1.
He just walks away from her.
Yeah. Just missed out. Yeah, and then that's it.
Because she can't chase just with Jace there, and this is the thing where he's allowed to go in and look for vision and get that kind of vision because his mid and top will have perma prio the entire game. Again, he has a mid top of perma prio. He has a bot lane that is never at risk of dying. Like this is a jungler's dream. He can literally do whatever he wants to on this map.
Yeah, he has free reign. Viego has so much free reign here, and it's scary when you give like these kind of high level junglers that much like flexibility. I would say is the best word.
So he was able to get Crab. Gwen was denied it. He's just up a little bit. I mean, Crab isn't what it used to be, right? But the gold is nice.
Double crabbing here too is really like people. Yeah, Crab isn't what it used to be, but if you double crab, it's still like really good. Like it's not game ending like it was before, but
it wasn't game ending before. I think if you knew generally how to play around it, but it just felt kind of bad before. Now it feels like whatever, Gwen's
junglers aren't complaining.
Yeah.
So
they're just gonna match their full clears again. All Viego really has to do is cover his tops if he wants to crash a wave in a weird timer, and basically just be there for.
And that's the matchup.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I don't know if he played that.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if he played that. I don't know how he wanted. It sounded like he just wanted to get the push and shove in without having to get too much. Yeah, but that tower shot. I was like, does he want to go for the kill? It almost felt like he wanted to, but then he didn't. It's like, never mind.
I mean, it's a situation where all that realistically matters is that he gets the wave in, right? He knows he can get the wave in, and Soaz can't contest him on it. And if Soaz tries to contest him on it, that's what happens, right? So Soaz realized barely early enough that, hey, I can't contest this, I have to just let this come in. Because Soaz's idea is let's try to keep Jason lane as long as possible. He's low on mana, maybe I can try to keep him here. But no, that's not realistically possible, especially without your jungler. With your jungler on the outside of the map.
And now Jace comes back with Tear Dirk, and it's what do you even do? It's so bad. And Viego can get Dragon here, get super early Dragon stacking going. All Mystique has to do is flash. Yeah, there you go. And now you get the long range carpet bomb. Yeah.
I mean, this is.
I don't know if they get a kill here.
Viego, I think, because Viego, if we're just kind of AFKing, Viego kind of just does a second clear, clears up to here, grabs this, and then just resets head spot again, right? But Viego understanding that that him and Gwen were essentially on opposite paths, and knowing that Gwen will be bottom this timer, and they could potentially be looking for a play on this wave. instead of just going for this camp, which takes, by the way, forever to fucking do, he instead just goes straight from Raptors all the way
Raptors.
down to just be there and contest this kind of a play. Because in a 3v3, they win the 3v3 at this stage. I feel like no one really thinks otherwise, right? Like you have the
Yeah.
Nautilus, you know that you can make this kind of a play. So if you're there on that timer, and you know that they're here to attempt to crash a wave, and Gwen will be down here to cover the crash, so you can't contest it otherwise. As long as he's down here, they always get this Drake and they always get this play off. Unless they
Yeah.
just give,
'Cause-
they either get the play off or the wave stays there and they're happy anyway.
Yeah, it's just like you have the gank setup, you have the CC ready as well with like Nautilus, Senna, and it's really hard to like unless you burn all sums, which I think they do. I think they burn Flash Heal, Exhaust, Ignite, everything. It's like this gank setup is a jungler's dream, like you said. Like it's so nice. Chase down with Senna. You have hard CC with Nautilus, 2 forms, right? Flash. I think he flash autos and
Yeah,
then he
flash
tries to
autos
Q
and hook.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
As soon as the auto animation starts, doesn't matter if Ezreal leaves away, he's still gonna get the root. As long as he gets the root, he'll hit the Q.
So I think Wave for everything that happened, they played it as well as they could, but yeah,
but
and then you have Xerath.
Yeah, because this is the thing. When Xerath always has first move, this is what happens.
And he doesn't even need to go all the way down. I think he ulted from like
Yeah.
Riverbush,
Yeah, he
right?
ulted
Yeah.
from here. I mean,
So he's fine.
This is just the reality of playing with 3 losing lanes. Like if you play with 3 losing lanes, no matter what, SK Prime will always be there first. And if they're always there first, how do you actually play out the game? Like this game is actually just unless SK makes massive issues, it's lost from the start of the game. It's so sad.
Yeah, I think that's what's I'm just like peeking at the game length, right at the YouTube timer. I think that's probably what happens here. Like SK probably just like fumbles a Baron or something, and they just like it just the game goes longer than it should. Because
I mean, we'll see how it gets to this point, but I mean, let's just take a quick pause and just look at the lanes and the way the lane states are going. This is something you picked into. You're down 18 with a wave coming in, right? Meaning Jace is about to be up more than 18, right? So then,
yeah, and he
yeah,
yeah
that's the lane you picked into, right? You chose this matchup instead of just taking the Gwen, because at least Gwen could potentially outscale the Jace, right? But Camille will essentially always lose to Jace in side lane without some sort of help, right? So you've now picked the lane that literally can't help out the one lane that you chose your way into.
instead of going Zen.
Yeah, instead of going Zen, which never got banned. You chose
Yep.
this matchup, which you know you can't do anything into. I mean, this isn't your fault. Like this is just they just picked something good. I like it, right? But you chose this matchup, you chose this matchup, and you chose to leave Gwen there. Like everything that's happening is something that they chose themselves. So I don't really know how you leave a draft like this, and just I don't know. I understand that like the League of Legends isn't just drafting, but you're putting your team in a spot where they can't make plays around the map because they will never have. I was wrong about the wave, by the way. This wave is actually pushing out. My fault. But still, it's still a fairly big loss.
Yeah, he's gonna be persistently, or in this case, consistently 20 CS up, like 15 to 20 CS up consistently, unless Gwen is here, like trying to do things right, and like, yeah. See, but what happens? What happens? Okay, they're gonna ult, they're gonna E. He's gonna do that. He's probably gonna flash out, try to stall, or
He's just gonna clear the wave and get it pushed in.
Yeah.
Because like, here's the thing. This kind of a situation, he knows that there's a good chance Gwen is waiting in this bush. It's made even more obvious by the movement that Camille does here, right? Camille's trying to hold this wave with the way that this lane has been going is psychotic behavior unless she has help, right?
Yeah,
Obviously,
nobody
that help can't
like
be-
it's hard to bluff. It's hard to bluff that, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're saying I'm gonna hold the wave here, I want you to fight me in this because I definitely have support. I'm not gonna lose half my HP for no reason, right? It is either the biggest bluff in the world, and now you like get into that dude's head, or it's actually just it is what it is, right? And most of the time in League, especially even at the highest level, in my opinion, if it's a duck, if it like smells like a duck, looks like a duck, it's a fucking duck. Like
Yeah.
that's usually what it is.
I mean, worst case scenario, like this is something that actually a lot of Chinese and even some LEC players do. They'll do bluffs like this on timers that the jungler can be here, just trying to gain fake advantages, right? Because let's assume you attempt to do this bluff, right? And Jace calls you on it, walks up, Gwen's not there, right? Worst case scenario, she just E's here, E's back. All right, the wave crashes anyway. She loses a little bit of HP for it, but it's not the end of the world, right? But let's say Gwen is on bot side, she does the exact same thing. All of a sudden, Jace is hanging out here, fucking chilling here, walking through here, throwing Qs into the bush, all while Gwen is essentially clearing up to topside. Right? As soon as he realizes she's not in this bush, then he'll start to actually look to push the wave in. But that's some time that you can look to kind of close the gap, right? Understanding where the other team believes your jungler can be is just as important as actually playing with your jungler in some spots.
Yeah, I think Jace just super misplays this. Like, I just don't think he respects the Camille. You know what I mean? Like he just kind of goes into the bush, kind of just chills out. Like he goes back. I think he's thinking someone has to be here.
I think he's just a little greedy with his mana. I feel like if he's a little less greedy, he just walks into here and just EQs straight down.
Shock blast. Yeah.
But he wants to hold, because E's like 70 fucking mana. He wants to hold his E.
Fat ability.
Yeah, it's expensive. He wants to hold his E for the mana. So instead he tries to walk into here and then Q the brush. But as soon as he's here, he's just dead.
Yeah, because Camille has
no way out of it.
He can't even flash out because of the hook into.
No, he can't. There's no reason to flash.
Yeah, Hextech ultimatum. Like it's just. Yeah, this is like one of the ways. This is like one of like 3 ways. Yeah, and then boom. Yeah. If he flashes out, Hextech ultimatum, he's dead regardless.
This being said, I think what he chooses to do is very smart. Flash there all the time. Him choosing to go and attempt to get the crash is one of the best things he could possibly do as a player.
Yeah, and now Nautilus is here. Gwen's top, and like they get mid prio here. They can. I don't know if they're gonna choose to collapse on this. They definitely can. Like it's not impossible, but I think Viego's just content on clearing his ult.
With Camille still having ultimate, I feel like it's not something you necessarily want to fight anymore, even if it is a 3v3. And you do win mid lane. Looks like they're gonna walk him and do it. All right, tries to go for the steal. I mean, Viego trying to go for the steal, I think, is totally fine. Camille is still showing in top lanes. She can't really get down there fast enough. And if you have prio in mid, especially with Nautilus walking up, they can't ever actually just walk through here and try to pinch you, right?
Yeah, Victor probably
just have the way out.
Yeah, Victor probably tries to throw like an errant gravity field, but that's about it. Like he's not gonna walk past that bush down there.
If Victor walks,
because Nautilus is there, and then you have also follow up. Yeah, it's and he uses gravity field instead to not be followed. Right, so I don't.
The steal, that's it.
I don't hate it. I do kind of wish he used Mist to get into it at least a little bit, just to be a little bit more sneaky. But that's like super nitpicky, right? Like that's like super nitpicky. Yeah. And even the crazy thing is, even with that first blood top, they're still down in fucking gold because
so
they have. Yeah,
and they also have the extra gold from first strike, and then just Senna being Senna.
And then now
one shot,
Yep. And now Cat dies here as well.
Oh,
yep.
Yumi.
Xerath was at. Look where Xerath is, by the way, for this. This dude literally pretty much hasn't left mid lane. He's at that pixel bush, which is hilarious to me. Like it's beautiful, beautiful. Like this is just what drafting better does, like for your team. I mean, I get it. Like it's 08 versus 3-5, but
this is a massive misplay by the Ezreal as well. I feel because you're in a spot where your Gwen just took this. You know, it's been a little bit of time. He's going to be pathing on the bot side, sure, but they know that Gwen cannot possibly be down there in time. Playing against Xerath with Prio is essentially playing against TF, right? Because he's going to step to right here. He's going to make a play in your bot lane, right? When you see this wave stacking and know that they're still pushing the wave on purpose, and you're playing against the Nautilus, you have to just do everything in your power to get this wave to crash from range. I literally think you just have to R the wave immediately.
Burn ultimate. That's what I was about to say. Yeah, you just burn ultimate.
To buy time for Gwen to be able to get down and Victor to potentially be able to look to cut the wave and then TP down if he has to for an actual dive play.
Yeah, especially with cannon that low too.
Yeah.
Like you are the wave.
Allowing them to make a play on you right here and not have to actually take the risk of diving you, I think is disgusting as an AD carry player. You can't do that when you know they're on timer.
Yeah, especially when you're playing like Ezreal Yumi. Like look. What? Like what?
This is just ult the wave all day, but because now the wave crashes, you get none of it. You don't have TP. Maybe the Gwen can catch it, but probably not, because Gwen has to try to catch it into fucking Senna.
Yeah, and Viego's invading now as well, right? You have all that prio.
Pressure.
Oh, that's a miss by him. But yeah, it's doing this. Yeah, he's fine. But yeah, doing this, like people will be like, "Oh yeah, Viego, you got so much health. Like, what'd you do?" But now you fucked up Gwen's timer. Now you forced her to do things. Like she probably wanted to take Krugs and then back, but now she has to do like something super like unoptimal She has to like fear
Yeah,
that
her
somebody's
camp
still in her
sucks
bot
too.
side. Yeah, she can't walk. She actually like she can't go bot side into her thing until they either spot Viego or she like does like a bravery check. You know what I mean? Like she's like, yep. And it's like that part of the map is locked for her. And now they're gonna see Viego. So
it's
disconnect.
Yeah, it looks like a DC.
I think they're fine actually. Huh? I wonder if that actually like affected.
Looks
I
like
don't think
she
that would
walks
actually
backwards on a really weird. Because look when she disconnects and walks backwards. Stops moving.
Yeah,
she stops moving with. Yeah, this is a real disconnect.
Yeah.
This is a real disconnect because she stops moving with Yumi Q going out as if the Q is supposed to hit.
Honestly, maybe it's good that they didn't actually. Maybe it's good that she disconnected because I don't see a way that Camille, Gwen, and Yumi like win this because Viego's right there. I believe that's Xerath TPing in. Like I don't know.
I think they're fine to do it. I think they're fine to attempt to make the play. Because if they get one kill, they essentially get the rest. And Gwen Yumi at this stage in the game can actually probably take this fight.
Yeah, it depends if Viego gets. Oh, hold on, sorry. It depends if Viego gets like a reset, right? Like if he gets like a reset off of like someone tower and not tanking properly. Because in an ideal world, yeah, they juggle tower aggro perfectly, but every fucking tower dive I've seen so far, like if Viego's there, he's gonna get the fucking reset, and it's like so disgusting. And then he just starts wiping with R, right? Like that's generally what happens. But now, obviously, this
isn't a dive. You know what I mean? Like look at Jace already. If Jace were to actually stay under the tower, he's too far away from Viego for Viego to actually help, right? Jace dies if he stays in the tower, before Viego's able to get in range before this TP comes down, right? Yeah. So that pushes it into this no man's land between towers, in which it's just kind of a straight up 3v3, right? And them attempting to retreat. I think they actually do most likely win this fight if they get it. But
yeah, if
Gwen it depends on execution, but they can win it.
Yeah. Like on paper, yeah, I agree. On paper, yeah, maybe like there's a chance they can like win this. But like it's just I've always like just based off of like obviously what I see, and now this is going into like player mechanics and all this kind of stuff, and yeah, it's just I feel like dives are never executed nearly as well as they should go on paper almost every time, even at the highest level. Sorry, yeah, but yeah, he DCs
and because of that, so was he forced to flash? Or just walk away?
I think he just gets out. Yeah,
he just walks away. Okay, so they get the TP out. That's fine.
Yeah, they burn.
It's so funny to see Damwon play this exact same combination of Gwen Yumi, and then just watch it be played by not only much worse players, but just in a doomed situation, an absolutely doomed situation.
And Ezreal can't do anything now.
Yeah.
Ezreal literally, like the thing is, people are gonna go there and be like, "Oh yeah, Ezreal misplayed that super bad," but he has to like do that. Like in my opinion,
can he even be up on that wave?
Like I understand what he's thinking, right? He's like
try to crash wave.
Yep. He's like, this is almost like, yeah, I'm gonna burn my flash, I'm gonna burn my E, but I'm gonna crash it so I don't fucking get like, I can get a reset off. Like I would say like more casual fans would be like, oh, what are you doing? Like blah 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 blah. Like you shouldn't have even been up there. But it's like, no, dude. Like he needs to fucking get that wave in. He needs to get a reset because this dude's like he's gonna get fucked. Like there's no better way to put it.
No, you're right. Can I have a quick aside really quick? Why the fuck were we watching in 480 this entire time?
I was fine. So I thought it was something on my end. I was like, oh, is the video
I was like, damn, this is grainy as hell. What the fuck? I realized because I was trying to see if Nautilus's ult was up, and I was like, I can't tell where the timer is. And I was like,
so I thought it was,
That's my bad. I'm fucking stupid for that one.
No. Okay. I thought it was on me because I was like, oh, maybe Discord's just fucking with me right now.
I just forgot to put the quality up.
It's okay, man. I think you just cut it, and then like nobody will know it.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
But yeah. As I was saying, Ezreal pretty much 9 times out of 10 pretty much has to do that, unfortunately, because of what Senna Nautilus does to him, right? And then Yumi's gone. Yumi's super far out. Like she can't even like walk back in time. So yeah, it feels bad for Bung, but he has to do that because now you see what's happening. Look what's happening. Like Xerath's here, Viego's here for drag. Xerath pops R on those two if Nautilus and Senna just choose to engage if they so please.
Yep. And he's just helping from a mile away. Yeah.
Yep. And he's just done. So it's sucks. but he has to do that, unfortunately, and that's kind of what happens when you play Ezreal into Senna. like,
they're in a really awkward spot where like their only real hope right now is Gwen just getting piss fed.
yeah.
But how does Gwen ever get fed?
How does Gwen flank?
How does Gwen play this game?
I don't know how Gwen even gets a flank off
with Yuumi.
Yeah, just a ghost in, hollowed mist like a bunch of abilities, get snip off like dude. Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
So
Herald.
The Herald. So essentially, this kind of quantifies their first blood, right? So they put all of that effort and messed up their camp timings for first blood earlier on. They get the first blood. That first blood turns into Herald, right? Now, what is that Herald actually worth here? It's literally worth 2 plates and nothing else.
Yeah, and potentially so. I think I'm gonna say Soaz dies here. No, actually, he has flash. He's fine.
Probably does die here. Yeah.
No, wait. Oh yeah, I forgot artillery. I literally forgot the artillery. By the way,
I honestly think that even without Xerath, Soaz I think still dies there through flash and everything.
I mean, maybe if Gwen gets hollowed mist off on top of her, like I don't know. I don't know.
Think that
I don't
gives
know.
her armor.
Oh,
it just gives Gwen
yeah.
armor. Yeah.
It just gives Gwen, right? Yeah. Okay. Then it's done.
It only gives Gwen stats. Yeah.
Then you're probably right. She's dead.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think so, but I'm not 100. You said it, and I was like, fucking.
Yeah.
No, because, I think it does.
No, because I see people play into like when a Gwen hollowed mist, I'll see like 80 carries just go to it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
I think.
Why?
This stat is so fucking funny.
Considering
the fact that Viego literally was only making plays around bot side.
Yeah.
When you see this and you realize Viego was Viego made a couple plays to cover topside, but Viego did not influence this at all. So that's literally just 180 times 3 or 160 times 3 fucking gold, just off of how bad the lanes are. And it's funny.
It's off of getting first blood top as well.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is too, this 320 is 0. If they don't make that play topside, it's fucking 0.
Yeah, and they have to commit Herald, they have to fuck camp timers, and Viego's up, I think, constantly like 2 to 3 camps after all said and done. Like he's constantly up 2 to 3 camps. So yeah, you just see like look at the gold lead. It's just kind of like it's 3-1, but 3-1 is never usually 3,000 gold.
2.4. They're up 2.4 for free. Like and 2.4 at 14 is fucking astronomical.
Oh, that's difference between I have X mythics versus these, or I have X mythic plus boots, right? Or boots upgrade.
Yeah. To be honest,
that's literally what it is.
We don't even see. I don't even think we see Gwen and Ezreal with mythics. I mean, with items if they don't buy mythics, right? That's the only reason they actually have items because their items aren't mythics, so they're a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then you see Camille doesn't have. She has components for boots. She's gonna get a little cheaper boots, right?
Yeah.
Victor doesn't have boots. Like it's just, and then like Xerath's gonna go back. He's gonna go back. They're gonna try to prep. Most likely they're just gonna swap lanes out. Actually, right? Like this is the point where
I think this is really really important to like kind of highlight. Teams rarely do this, but syncing your reset timers to be able to get back on the map at the same time, to be able to sync your wave pushes at the same time is super super important. Because when we have these waves pushed out at the same time, what ends up happening is now teams are actually forced to make decisions. If waves are kind of off and crashing at different times, then they can say, all right, we have like a little bit of window before we have to worry about this other wave that's happening simultaneously. But if
they have leeway.
If they come together and they crash waves together, then it's like, all right, do we fucking go bot to stop Jace's push, or do we walk top to stop this Herald play?
It forces blue team here to like, oh, if we fuck up on the match, or if we fuck up on like our lane assignments, it gets really, really bad, right? Because
then we lose.
Now red swap.
Both.
Red swap. So it forces blue into like a not a 50-50, a 1-in-3, or like almost like a 33% chance they get everything right.
It's even worse here though, because of the lead that red side has. It's really blue. I don't even think blue has a chance to contest this Herald. I feel like their best bet is just to not lose bot tower as well. And then red taking Herald, try to fix their lanes and get vision around the bot side most likely.
Yeah, red's literally only taking second Herald because there's nothing else to do. Blue's gonna opt into a fight, and we're gonna see if
red side doesn't have to contest this. They can just get bot side.
Ooh, do they get it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
No, who gets it? I think.
who
Oh no,
actually
they. Yeah,
got it? Oh yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
think
yeah. I think this is a big mistake by the Senna
Gadget.
walking up like this. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
and
like
now Mystique guys.
yeah, you're in the spot where you know you're not contesting this. You know you're getting something on the opposite side of the map. You know that your entire team is going to have prio at
Dude,
any given fucking point. So the most they can get out of this is maybe a charge. Maybe they get one tower. They've taken 0 plates top and mid. Why are we afraid about them doing this? If they ever group 5 for a tower, you're taking a tower elsewhere. It doesn't fucking matter. But instead,
yeah,
we're just going to give them gold for no reason.
this is one of those things where teams are like, oh, it feels bad to lose objectives. Like it's literally a feeling, right? They go, oh, but we're losing here. Like probably SK Prime's. SK Prime.
She's trying to flip for a steal that she can't do.
Yeah, and SK Prime's going like, oh, but we're giving Herald for free. Like, what are we doing, man? Like, probably that's what they're saying.
But it's
but then
they're not giving it for free.
Yeah. Jace is gonna get local gold. Jace is gonna get local gold. All that gold to him from that tower, right?
Yeah.
I think that's first tower as well for them.
And then if you just stay and harass them and keep them from actually just full resetting, Jace can potentially contest for a second tower.
Yeah, Xerath moves, right? Xerath moves. He just pokes with Q, forces them all the way back. And yeah, Jace at least bare minimum gets half HP tier 2.
Yeah. And all you have to do is once they get this, you have to try to get Senna around here or get Senna and Nautilus to kind of push to here and just kind of harass, right? Most likely back off and go around, right? So actually ignore that second part. They're most likely going to back off and go around. Have Xerath keep inside track here and just deny them access to try to deny them access, to right here into mid lane, so you can get some damage on mid tower as well. Potentially take that too.
Yeah, even better. Yeah, they can just let Jace keep pushing. They have to answer him. They take the reset and they just start prepping drag because this comp as well, like Xerath, Jace, Senna, if their first move on drag, it fucking sucks to walk in, dude.
Yep.
It fucking sucks to walk in through that ramp, rocking through river, everything. And the cool thing about their comp is it's also fine if they get second move, but now, whoa.
Yeah, this is just
This is just SK like, trying to save something when they don't need to, right? Drag's up in a minute.
I don't know what world we're going up to save Senna as well. I mean, I feel like Senna just accepts the fact, hey, we fucked up by doing this, now we're dead. Like, you give the tower in all situations. So now your little fucking let me queue and try to steal the objective for no real reason is turned into 2 deaths, which is now turned into 3 deaths, which is turned into a tower as well. A second ago, they're up fucking 2.4, and now they're up... Alright, they're still up 2,000 because they trade around bot side, but they could have traded positive on this play.
I think they lose Dragon here as well. Like, I would suspect because Viego's top, now he has to cover that for that stupid fucking save. Blue gets reset off. They're just going to bully Mystique out of here. Like, yeah, you're going to get wards down, but you're not going to be able to defend them reliably. Like, okay, you kill this, Mystique flashes over, they get reset. Well, Blue should be getting fucking first. Wait a minute.
No, they're still on it. They're just the fact that they're on it first and have the gold lead means that, and this comes down to just the way the comps operate, right? Having this amount of poke and having this amount of harass and zoning mean that as long as you're there first, even let's say hypothetically all 5, because like you also have to look at the waves ahead of time, right? Look at their waves around the time that they take top tower and they're resetting, right? Are these waves in any spot to contest a Drake?
That's true. Like,
yeah. You have your bot wave, so you can't enter through bot because your bot wave's fucking here and your Camille TP top, right? You can't enter. Obviously, top wave is you can't threaten anything top side. Because Viego's already pushing out the top wave and is going to catch that, so that's not going to be a real threat for SK. Mid wave is dead in the middle, and they're going to get onto mid wave first, right? So realistically speaking, how do you ever even gain entrance into this fucking dragon other than just giving up your waves entirely?
Yeah, for some reason I thought that was Victor's. For some reason I thought that was Victor's TP. I thought Camille would get TP and just go, but yeah, never mind. That was Camille's TP. No, yeah. Blue actually can't walk in, even though Jace and Senna are like we're dead or are dead and walking back.
Yeah.
Because they're just not out fast enough. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just unfortunate.
I thought Camille... Xerath pushes in the wave. Doesn't matter.
That's actually super unfortunate. Never mind. They don't lose Dragon. For some reason, I thought it was Victor's TP that came in top wave. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Camille can get TP. She can get there first. She can, like, bully out, possibly, and get that Dragon. But, yeah, now, it's interesting what Blue's going to do here and how Xerath plays this. Because this is going to be Xerath's, like, first true test of, like, okay, if you're good on Xerath, At no point should they be walking through this ramp. Oh, and Soaz is just dead. Never mind.
Yep, so it's nice here.
He just dies for wave.
See,
Unfortunately,
this is the thing where they're trying to ensure that they can get some amount of bot prio to maybe try to have a flank angle through bot side for Soaz for the fight. Because if Soaz can't find a flank, Soaz can't fight. Right? The only, realistically speaking, the way they were posted up in this spot, if Soaz can't try to flank through bot side and he can't do that without wave prio, if he can't try to flank through bot side, he literally can't fight and they literally can't contest. So he's literally inting his whole fucking life trying to get this wave pushed out at least to this point, and they know that he has to do it, so they literally just have fucking the Nautilus walk around through here and just wait right here for him to get there. It's so beautiful.
yeah, and now they just die. Wave just dies because Soaz is dead. They force the fight. They go, okay, fight. Cooldowns are down, and red, they just
get run
they
over.
just get bullied out. Yeah, unlucky or not unlucky, but unfortunate.
So now they're on soul point. They can't play side lanes even if they wanted to. They couldn't play side lanes because they're forced to now match, and they're going to be most likely fighting
Ocean Soul.
Yeah, an Ocean Soul fight down 3k gold at 21 minutes.
Yeah,
Probably,
Ocean Soul.
Maybe more, depending what happens next.
Ocean Soul, specifically on a poke comp as well. So any mana that they use as well to burn, they also get it back, right? Because I believe with Ocean Soul, if I'm not mistaken, it gives you health, and I think it regens mana now as well, right?
Yeah, it regens health and mana when you hit people.
Yep, yeah. When you hit people, yeah.
So as a poke comp,
pretty sure
Ocean Soul even feels better.
Yeah, it's so impossible to play into.
Yep.
Yeah.
Real quick aside, I really do like the Magi's pickup by
Oh yeah, you're never in any danger. You're never in any danger as Arath, unless
you're getting
unless
that.
you play stupid.
Yeah, you're getting that. You're getting the fucking the mythic passive. Like I just think it's a really nice pickup in general.
Yeah, it's unless Xerath goes for like some crazy flash shit like that and like accidentally flashes in the team. He 100% fully stacks that Magi. Like,
because
there's
they have no engage. Their only real engage is can Camille get flank, and the answer is no because you have control over 0 waves.
Yeah, and Camille's dead. Yep. Artillery comes in. Okay, maybe not actually. Viego can get reset here though. Why are you afraid?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're okay here. It's a bit of a misplay, I believe. Soaz played it really well by staying directly behind the tower and denying hook. I think as soon as Soaz does that, I don't feel like Jace should necessarily be queuing directly on top of the Camille there, because no one else is in position to realistically follow up on this yet. I feel like, all right, they're here, the play's dead, we got out ultimate, we got out fucking whatever else.
Everything.
Yeah. Let's just fucking take the harass and turn that into let's send Xerath down, start pushing out the mid wave, walk through their jungle here, and make them go long ways around to mid, right? And then set up a siege around mid tower. But it looks like they wanted to really play for this and really play for this tower instead, so that's not ended up happening.
Yeah, because they're looking to set up Baron, right? They want to break that, get the wave pushed in. Like that's what I'm thinking. SK, right? Yeah, like it's 30 seconds till Baron.
SK wants this tower down to make it easier to get control over blue quadrants. They can make it easier to get control over Baron, but
I really thought Ekis was gonna go.
You have to see when it plays dead.
I really thought Ekis was about to ult that shit and try to reset off. I mean,
there's just no reason to force something like that when in 3 minutes you can essentially just win the game outright.
Yeah. And you don't give him that opportunity to come back. I think he has shutdown too, yeah. 150 gold, but yeah. I think they smartly recognize it. I don't know if I would have hated Ekis trying to go for that, but like at the same time, it is just the more like it's just a smarter move, right? Because now Herald gets forced up. Someone's gonna answer, but you have Senna pushing, you get waves pushed in. You can take a reset if you want. Yeah. And blue can't really do anything about it, right? Like they can't. They have to just answer all the waves coming in. Yeah, Camille's forced mid. Bot is pushing for blue, it looks like, but that's gonna get fixed, or that's gonna get handled very quickly.
Yeah,
right? I'm assuming they're gonna stay J spot
when J spawns.
Yeah.
And like the thing is too, now we see what did the Herald end up getting them? It got them exactly what I said they were gonna get them. It got them fucking nothing.
Yeah, right? One charge onto tier 2, and
they get a charge into tier 2, they can't get it. All right, unfortunate. Like this is what happens when you have no control over any of the waves because you can't get prio on any lane because you have 3 lanes that at no stage in the game win.
Yeah, blue always has to answer. They can never be proactive. Even when they tried to be proactive, even when they got a kill onto Jace, they tried to be proactive and netted them nothing.
Yep.
And yeah, like Xerath can just play like this. He can purely just play like
He
this.
has the Nautilus covering
Yeah.
him, too.
Yeah, and they understand like someone has to be bot wave. It's most likely going to be Camille. Gwen, Victor are not going to like punish you, and no way Yumi Ezreal are going to do anything either. So like he just gets this for free, purely based on wave state. Right, that's what he does. Purely based off of just waves.
Yeah, and the fact that Nautilus and that they have no idea what's going on red side, meaning that anyone can be top at any given point as long as no one's showing.
Yeah.
So they
and
have
now
to
Jace
that tower.
Jace has unleashed DP as well. I think he probably wants to finish this Manamune and then just enter this drag fight. And now Shock Blast plus fucking Xerath Q. Like I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen the setup just because Blue's
haven't had to.
Yeah, they're not willing to like Blue's not willing to walk in, but like that's just how much power this draft has. Like that's crazy, right? Like they have to deal with the poke, but also they have to like deal with the poke composition by not going into it. And then now they just it's succeeded, right? It's done its purpose in my opinion.
Right, so they basically just posted up here indefinitely. A big way to kind of try to contest these kinds of plays at this stage in the game is to threaten Baron in return, but with the comp that blue side has, it's not viable for them to do it. This is another situation with similar to the Herald, right? Let's say you get the Baron, right? What do you do with it? Against all odds, you get the Baron. What do you do with that other than just survive a couple extra minutes? All right, you survived till Elder, and now they just take Elder in the game. Right.
Yeah, so Wave is probably thinking, oh, we can stall long enough for Yumi Camille or Yumi Gwen. Like that's all they're praying for right now.
I think that those champions have to be so accelerated at this stage to do anything for it to actually matter. Because you can see it. That is an ideal situation for Yumi.
That is best. Yeah, that's best. I wouldn't even say that's best case scenario.
Yeah, it's the best case scenario. They get one kill and now they're just they're being harassed down by fucking Xerath. All right, they get the dragon.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was off of SK.
Yeah. Let's see the mistake that SK made here. Okay. So we have this here. SK's walking in.
Jace is holding Shock Blast. Yeah, what's Jace doing though? Like he's just in bush? Like he's not
well,
they can't walk there.
Jace is waiting for them to funnel.
Oh, he threw his thing. He threw his Q actually earlier. Yeah, I don't even. What the fuck? They shouldn't walk here. Like they hold your abilities and then throw W, throw Q, have Nautilus frontline.
Every single ability. I also think there's a slight mistake for them, playing into this choke rather than just playing down river.
Yeah, play river, play deep river.
If you have to give this area, you're better off setting up in this lane and just playing up and down the river than just losing access to the pit entirely, going through here, and then just funneling into a choke against Yumi Victor Ezreal. Right?
Maybe
that's a big mistake.
Yeah, maybe they're afraid of Camille flank because they don't have like a crazy amount of vision down there, right? They have that one not Gromp ward, a Golem ward right there, right? Maybe they're afraid of like Camille wrapping them if they play that lane, but even if they get wrapped, it's not the worst.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Even if
I think they're afraid of it.
Yeah, but like worst case scenario, let's say they do get wrapped by Camille, I don't think anything happens. Like all sums are up. Like it's fine.
No, I feel like the main reason that they attempt to play towards here instead is literally because of Senna right here.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Senna, if they decide to go down, then they end up getting forced most likely out through here until Senna comes all the way around.
Has to go all the way through blue.
And she can't exit through blue either. She has to go all the way around through bot side.
Oh. Right. Yeah, because they're gonna have prio and like unless it's also SK just fucking missing everything.
Yeah,
like literally everything.
Before that happened.
Watch this. I see the Jace Q with no shock blast.
They have bot prio. Mid is essentially even right now. I almost feel like Xerath should be there catching it. And it shouldn't be.
Oh yeah, he clears faster. It clears
faster, and worst case, if he gets cut off, he still has access to R.
He has R. Yeah, he has artillery.
I feel like it should be. Because I'm trying to think about what is the mistake that has them lose control, and I feel like it's that Xerath isn't there catching it. Because
Xerath. Oh yeah, go.
Yeah, I was gonna say Xerath clears at about even speed from Victor, as well as zones Victor off the wave with the threat of damage before a big fight. But also, with like the ultimate, like we were talking about a second ago.
Yeah, he's also playing. in my opinion, way too close with his team. Like I would even prefer him on that other side of that wall, right? Or like playing that like edge of bush right there. Because let's say they've already decided they're gonna opt in and they're gonna try to stop river entrance, right? They're gonna try to stop it. All right, you know what? We're gonna funnel. They're gonna funnel. Eventually, they'll be here. We'll have Senna catch it. It's fine. But Xerath, like, just stacking on top of his team against Yuumi Gwen is just like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like you give yourself a better chance to do more DPS and force them off of the engage if Xerath plays around the other side of that rock.
I don't think that's the case at all. I think that if Xerath tries to play in this lane, I feel like he can end up in a spot where they just give full access to here. In return,
You think that? But yeah, I mean, I feel like Jace EQ is enough, or like Jace poke should.
It's not. It's not enough at this stage, at least, because it's not going to hit her, right?
Oh yeah, because of Hollowed and
it's not going to hit
Yuumi.
her. He's contesting here, so if and then Camille's obviously coming as well, right? Camille can tank up enough of it at this stage. I don't think that's actually the case. I feel like he's fine walking with his team here, because it allows him to try to cut off access of this point.
Yeah, I get what they're trying to do, right? Like, I definitely get what they're trying to do, but yeah, execution. It's one of those things where like execution is just unfortunate.
Oh my god! I just realized something. What the fuck is this?
That's a bulk up. That's the style.
Anyway,
Don't hate. Don't hate.
it's so sick.
That bulk.
Yeah. So yeah, their goal here, try to kind of cut off access through there.
Yeah, they even commit.
They miss that. They miss that. They miss fucking that. They're not forcing out Gwen's.
Oh my god!
If Gwen's Hallowed Ground is forced out before this encounter comes in, she actually just gets fucking one shot.
Dude, Xerath missed every single ability. Even the W missed. It's too late now.
Yeah.
No, well, that's one of those execution things.
Yeah, they missed everything. I feel like Xerath should have been on midwave. Like, there's a lot of things that happened there, but missing 5 shots in a row is not helpful.
Yeah, even then, they're fine.
Yeah, they're still fine.
They just wait another 4 minutes, or 5 minutes, and they retry. They could rinse, repeat it 3 more times, pretty much.
And they have the opportunity to play side lane too.
Yep. Yeah, they can rinse, repeat dragon fights like that, and 9 times out of 10, you don't miss 5 skill shots in a row.
Yeah, usually
that's just like that one. That's the one, right? That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and now we're just gonna see like slow play. You're welcome to just like speed it up if you want even more.
We're good now. I want to see the way they're playing their waves.
Yeah.
All right, Jace is down to cover. They're gonna get another bounty. That's nice for them.
Yeah, but even then,
about 2,000.
It's been perpetually 2. It's been perpetually 2 to 3, right? It hasn't really.
It was closer to 4 before the fight broke out.
Before that crazy fight, yeah. Well,
and they lost that one, but they only actually lost one person. You know what I mean? They lost one person in the Drake.
Now they're just playing the game. You know what I mean? Like that's what I like to say. They're just playing League.
Yeah.
Like,
they push out their side wave for Jace to be able to get into mid lane, and now they're looking to flip mid and bot pressure into getting control over Baron.
Yeah, and forcing them to walk through choke.
Yeah,
forcing them to walk through choke. Senna if Senna gets a W there, that person eats so much damage, right? Oh, Nautilus. Oh yeah, he went for that. He went for that. He's fearless. But yeah, straight Senna W hitting like anybody. Oh my god, it's almost like near death, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that person gets chipped by at least another 3 skill shots.
Yeah, and then just look at the items as well on the side of SK, right? Like they're just flat out better.
Yeah, at this stage definitely.
Kraken Wits, Luden Shadowflame, freaking Starax Divine, like it's just so much better. Oh, let's see. Artillery comes in. Ezreal can't play the game.
The problem with the literal only engage is fucking Camille.
Yo, look at us.
Because like,
what does he do?
Oh god.
From half a screen, 2 screens, 3 screens. Motherfucker's he's at Crux.
He's just dead. I mean, he just can't walk up because of the fucking range differential. Your only engage is essentially Gwen running at them with Yuumi, and then Camille are. These two are not threatening enough at this stage in the game to actually do anything.
Dude, Ezreal did 20. I think Ezreal did 200 damage maybe because of ultimate. That's it.
I think they can flip this into Baron.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they're gonna do, right? Yeah. Like Ezreal has to back. Yumi's not gonna have.
They push it midway into Baron. Yeah.
Dude, Zerath was at Krugs and Ezreal couldn't play the game.
Mhm.
That's so fucking bad.
Xerath is so good. I love Xerath right now. I really do.
Oh, I think he's super unexplored right now.
I think he's
So
underplayed. Yeah.
oh
Yep, that's a good turn, I think. Unfortunately, no one else was in position to do it. I think the idea to go for Gwen and deny her the opportunity to 50-50 is really, really important.
yeah, you
But I
force
feel
them to
like,
walk.
yeah, more of them have to be playing towards here, right? I feel like Senna should be towards here. I feel like fucking Zera should be a little bit more towards here, and so should fucking Jace, right? So that
Jay should cheat more,
yeah,
yeah.
because it's like, what's the point in having this guy here to zone off the Gwen if when Gwen shows you don't actually play for one shot?
Maybe they're thinking force hollowed miss, so she can't just walk up and smite it. But I don't know.
Yeah, but with Nautilus HP, of course he just dies in the 1v1. With
Yeah,
Gwen having nothing to be afraid of. Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, he's not. Yeah, yeah, you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Let
this
me
guy
see.
dies for no fucking reason. Like you
Yeah.
have to be close enough to get into Hollow Mist. You have to, and that turns into fucking.
Oh, the
Soaz
Soaz.
dies. Soaz dies here. Soaz dies here.
Yeah,
They can't
that's
possibly.
oh yeah.
This.
Oh, okay, nice,
They
nice
can't
Zanyas.
possibly
Or,
follow
not
this.
sorry,
This guy just dies
stopwatch.
from
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know.
yeah. That was a
I mean,
a brave flank. That's all I'm gonna say. That was a brave
it's
flank.
a situation where you are lucky to stop them doing Baron, but you're not strong enough to fight, and you should be aware of that. Your next big fight, you're happy that you stopped them doing Baron. Your next big fight is in a minute and 20 seconds. You use the pressure that you got from stopping them doing Baron and the fact they have to now reset late. You play that into bot side. Look to get
Yeah, you
look
shove
to get
mid.
some more control over their bot side jungle, and then look to get mid and bot lane control. Right? That's
I
all you
think.
really have to do.
Yeah, I think Wave could even break tier 1 and even yeah. That's just
Yeah,
like them trying to make a play, right? Because they feel like they're so far behind, right?
Yeah.
That's like them saying, "Oh, we got them, we killed Nautilus. Like now we can just flank." And then
Yeah,
Soaz is already
another
keeping
fight.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the mentality
Wow,
that
they
like
really fucking went to replay on that. I want to see if that Ezreal ult was going to stop reset. That would have actually helped. That would have helped to know, considering what stopping reset there actually does. It does a lot.
yeah. Maybe it's like maybe they're thinking, "Oh, yeah, let's." Oh no, it doesn't look like it actually stopped anything.
Yeah, it probably didn't stop. All right.
Now yeah, look, even yeah, that's so crazy. Just like how much SK can just bully fucking Wave out.
They lose control over
Yeah.
the dragon again.
Missed, and then now they have this setup here. Like, you don't walk up there going, yeah, good job, but like, this feels so bad because now you're forcing them, right? Oh,
Okay,
shit.
Hollowed Mist is out. You're good.
Yeah, now you just take drag. Hopefully you don't
Because
flip.
like the thing is, you're totally fine playing into this corridor with Gwen Hollowed Mist down because you can basically get back into River just through Blast Point, right? So you're
Yeah.
fine playing down there.
Yeah, this is so like well played from them too, right? Because I like talk about it when I can. Oh yeah, they got the dragon.
How
Now they
the
force a
fuck is
fight.
it Senna that gets it?
Let me see. Oh, okay. I think that smite goes down at like.
Yeah.
I think a smite goes down at like 1100. I think that's what happens because I think he's expecting more burst, but instead, Senna gets it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, post
Look at this. I was gonna say like this is a concept that I talk about when like these kind of comps play. I don't know if you're familiar with fighting games or if you watch it, but like just zoning and like option control is super important. Oh, actually, a fight breaks out here.
Yeah,
This is just SK not.
Yeah. The whole thing here is that Wave kind of has to try to play for some sort of fight here. They see that Jace is looking around here,
Bot.
and if they don't
Yeah.
play for fight with Jace gone right now, they turn this mid lane control into taking mid tier 2, and that mid tier 2 is going to just have them lose control over their entire jungle in general. Right? So they have to try to make the play while Jace is gone. They've already gotten Soul. If you can make this play while Jace is far enough away, there's a potential you can turn that into Baron and try to salvage this game, right?
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
have to
they're
make the play
forcing. They're forcing.
Yeah, regardless of whether or not it's good, because this is you're probably still going to lose this, right?
Yeah, this is the best chance you get too, right?
Yeah, that's all you got.
Yeah. And I think they actually end up. Let's see.
All right.
Jace is here.
Yeah, it's playing out okay. Yeah, Jace is dead.
Can Zerath do it?
Viego-
Oh
yeah,
no,
Viego
Viego got
gets
reset.
the reset.
Psych, never mind.
Yeah.
Viego. But yeah, like
It's like from the
zoning and
start-
option control.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, go on.
No, like from the start, like you can see they're most likely going to lose it, but it's better than just doing fucking nothing, I guess.
Yeah, because if you do nothing, they reset. They have Ocean Soul. They just push out waves. They set up Baron, and they can just literally
stay there
hit
indefinitely.
Baron. Yeah. Hit Baron, leave. Hit Baron, leave. Hit Baron, leave. And eventually, one of your guys is gonna like face check it, or fucking you're just gonna have to give it up, and then just get Baron, right? Because that's what Ocean Soul does for you. Xerath plays this fight fucking immaculately, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Like he plays it so well.
I mean, the Xerath play is really good. I feel like
he makes
up
up
nice being patient.
Yeah, he makes up for like the fucking dragon fight, the earlier dragon. He makes up for there, like just hitting almost everything, I think. But yeah, it's so nice, these kinds of compositions. And I think finally more teams are like realizing how powerful just like option control and zone control is. Like forcing the enemy team to only pick between 2 versus like 3 or 4 options. Just it makes the game easier for you, and it reduces what I say like the burden of execution on yourself.
Yep.
As they're just gonna get this for free.
For this.
Oh yeah, 100%. You die for that, your team gets Baron. What are they gonna do? Chase into 4? Yeah,
apparently yes. That's exactly what they do. Yeah. I mean, you know they're Xing that route. You can't fucking go into that 1v4, man. Whatever.
Never mind. They chase into 4, and I think they lose. Like, not lose, but like they pretty much lose, right?
Yeah, they essentially should lose off this. I mean, there are not many wrong mistakes to make at this point for SK, right? I mean, they're in a spot where yes, Camille's taking your mid tower, but who gives a fuck? Because if Camille's taking your mid tower, you're ending the game, right?
Yeah.
Like your waves are fucked, but it doesn't matter because of how strong you are and who's dead. So you broke up an inhibitor, you traded 2 mid towers for it. That's fine. You don't
and you're gonna go
care
back
about that because the bot inhibitor is going to be down for Elder Dragon.
Yeah. Now you just go back, buy your fucking items. Like, look how strong Xerath is, dude. This guy's on 4 and like a half item, right? It's
yeah.
Senna's on 3.5. Like she's already got the component for, it looks like Gwynso's. Yeah, it just feels bad. Like I don't like yeah, it was doomed for wave for a while, but that chase into them was like the cherry on top, right? Or the
weird.
like the
yeah.
That was just like, yeah, you're fucking now you went from like 75% chance to like 90% chance you lose now, because now top's gone, like you said. Top inhibitor's gonna be down for Elder, right? So yeah, Alois is fine though. Like even if he dies, he's still up for Elder. He has unleashed
DP. How did he
DP.
even end up here? See,
I think he just greeds for wave. Greeds for wave.
This is the flip side of something I was talking about earlier, right? Syncing up your waves. Right? This is what happens when you don't sync up your fucking waves. Because there's no threat from mid lane, Gwen is allowed to literally just fucking sit here indefinitely. Right? It literally comes from the fact that they're not, because if they sync up their wave, right, then make this death mean something to actually push to get mid inhibitor, then that's fucking great. We end up actually playing it properly. But Jace is not allowed to step up to this fucking wave, and he knows it. To be honest, he should even stop. He should probably get Baron off the minions and just back off entirely, right? Until they're in a position to threaten mid lane. He shouldn't be pushing up to this wave because he knows that they can potentially be there.
Yeah, he just says and then he's just dead.
Yeah, he's just dead.
But
he can't contest.
Even though like he dies for it, like look what happens. Right now, like you have artillery, you have long range, yeah, and they can just chase you because Gadget. I think Gadget is fine here, right? Yeah. And so even with Jace dying, even if Jace dies and Wave gets out for free, it's fine because Jace is gonna be up with Unleashed. He's probably just gonna go try to push in mid, and then they just win. It doesn't even matter. That was like the best thing Wave could have done, and that also turns out horrible for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just the only option they have is try to look for picks, but you're just too far behind at this stage in the game, unfortunately. Alright, I think it's a good move to back off here. You have 2 inhibitors down, you essentially guarantee Elder. I'm assuming this is going to be an Elder end to end. I don't see a world where it happens any other way.
Yeah, unless like SK like just chop their hands off or something. I don't think they fucking...
Yeah, they have to just all disconnect on purpose. I mean...
Yeah, pretty much, dude. That's pretty much what happens. Yeah. A storm hits or shit. Power goes out. They have to forfeit.
They do the exact same thing they did last dragon, which is just get vision, post up. This is a basic dragon setup, and you have this much map control.
Yeah, you just post up in that bush up there, and they literally will never face check. They 50-50 here, but they can just back off. They flip? Yeah.
Yeah, no,
It's
no,
fine.
they're fine 50-50.
They're
They can literally just
they're
flip
at
the dice.
TP's top.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're at TP's top too. It's done. And then also
Just
Unleash
Xerath can
Teleport
outright
top.
end the game.
Yep. Now Jace is there. It's over.
They end. It's over. Yeah. Regardless of whether or not they get that Elder, the fact that you have to come contest them means that
Yeah.
you win. Yeah.
They
You
just
have
take
to
it,
chase
right?
them off at that point. Yeah. They should end the game here. I'm assuming. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
they end
it's
the game here.
padding
Perfect.
stats.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I said, I wanted to just talk about this game just
Yeah.
because like A, there's draft gap, but B, there's also like harping on to like one of the points I brought on and you brought on like super early, right? Was just like the inability, like the staleness of the meta right now and everything like that. It just feels like teams aren't willing to explore certain options, and like Xerath here is so nice, like you said,
Yeah,
right?
it's excellent.
And you love Xerath as a champion, but like he's so underexplored. I think there's a lot of avenues and options for other champions too in other lanes. But you know, these are two teams that are like pretty close in standing, right? Like 08-3-5, like both of them aren't like
Yeah,
both of them aren't winning records.
Doing great. Yeah.
Yeah, neither of them. It's not like it's like the top of the league versus the bottom of the league. This is probably like the bottom 4, bottom 5 play like teams.
I have no
most
idea
likely.
how big the
gap
league
is. Yeah.
So, yeah. But
So-
in any case, like
So-
this game is just so impossible from from jump.
Okay, so let's say that Ezreal is locked in here. Ezreal and Victor. What do you think Wave can do here? R4, R5. Clearly not taking you and me.
I touched on it. I think I touched on it.
It was Rakan,
Like,
right?
yeah.
You take Rakan,
Yeah,
but then
no,
what do you?
No, it's not necessarily just Rakan. You need to be in a spot where you can have enough engage to try and flip the game. So I think Rakan was one of the options, but I don't think you take Camille.
No,
Because
no.
I think you literally just go something like Rakan Xin Zhao, or even
Yeah,
if you really want to, just Leona Xin Zhao.
yeah.
But if
Yeah,
you
that's-
go
that's-
Leona, most likely Braum gets taken, and then you're in the same problem you had before. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, now you really can't get to them because Braum gets taken. He has all that peel and everything like that. Yeah, I guess it is just doomed from the Ezreal pick, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Ezreal pick makes it very hard to play the game, nearly impossible. And it's just so difficult.
So then what ADC would you have picked? Like any? Like any, like Aphelios? Like
so
Jhin?
off the table. Fucking
Yeah,
Caitlyn's off
It's
the table.
Jhin Aphelios, and I mean, you... No, I don't
Honestly,
even...
you know what I take? I take Varus. I take Varus.
Yeah,
I take
yeah,
Varus.
I can see the
I think
Varus
Varus
angle.
is a good option. I think Aphelios is an option if you want to go that route, because Thresh is still up.
I think you can go real cheeky with Sivir too if you really want,
I
right?
think
Like
Sivir's one of the worst champions in the meta right now.
you really?
Yeah,
I'm
I think
not
she's
saying I'm not saying like pick it because it's like, you know, like, oh, it's gonna do really well in the lane or anything. But I mean, I've seen Sivir picked in the I think was it no, it wasn't LDL. Is it another ERL, like another minor region or something? They picked it, and
What
it
was
did.
it picked into?
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, that's another thing. It's like a vacuum pick, most likely.
I
but-
cannot imagine what you could see Sivir picked into and be like, yes, this is the best champion you could pick in this spot is Sivir.
Oh,
like-
you're cutting out.
I said,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
I said, I don't know where there's a world where you see a situation and you say to yourself, the best champion we could pick in this spot is Sivir.
Yeah, no 80 carry is going. Yeah, dude, pick me Sivir.
No sane person right now in current meta with all the 80 carries that are up is saying, yes, I think our best chance to win here is locking Sivir.
Yeah. It's just like I'm trying to see. Like, yeah, Varus. I would definitely go Varus, but like
Yeah, I think Varus
out of
is
the
nice.
out of the 80 carries that are available, like I'm just like, well,
Ziggs
what?
is also an option.
Yeah, but then you're banking on like them playing Ziggs bar, right? Which is, I mean, it's-
If you can't do it after the last 3 years, I think you're scum.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's been 3 years. Like, let's stop pretending Ziggs bot is some fucking forbidden tech. Like,
No, I mean, I agree. I think players are.
yeah.
This is like a whole different topic, but I think just players are like not. It's been brought up, right? We're not the only two people talking about it. Like players are just unwilling to adapt or unwilling to take these kinds of quote unquote unconventional picks, right? Like 80
Yep.
carry players specifically, like AD carry has been AD carry for the longest time. It's the role that, in my opinion, has seen the least amount of change throughout all 12 seasons of League. Yeah, there are better champions for sure, and like they negate some champions, but that's every role. And this is like, obviously I'm probably biased because I'm like a jungle main, and my fucking role gets ass clapped every like half a season. So I don't know. It's yeah. What do you pick at? Varus, Ziggs.
Yeah, Varus, Ziggs. With Caitlyn and Jinx gone, you can save AD carry and try to go for a cog lane later on in the draft if you think you set up for it. Obviously, if they take the Jace, you can't do it. Right? If they take the Jace, you can't do it. But it's something that you can potentially set up for later if you'd like to. Right? Leave it open. Because I think one of the nice things that plays into Senna historically as well as currently is just playing hypers into it.
Yeah. You can
take Xerath and put it bot. Like mages are fine into Senna. Varus is fine into Senna. Anything that's just going to outrange her and make her life difficult is really good.
Yeah, you just played a Smash Senna lane, huh? Then here, because I guess Jace is gonna just do Jace things, and it pretty much looks like FK Gaming were just gonna play Xerath. Like they wanted this matchup. I'm 100% sure they wanted Victor Xerath.
When the blind Victor comes out, I feel like it's a situation where you're not worried about getting blinded on 4-5. Getting banned on 4-5. So you basically just take the Jace, say, all right, if you want to put the Gwen top, it's gonna have a really bad fucking time, and then you just take Xerath on 4, and just say, all right, we can put it bot, or we can put it bot and have Senna fast, or we can put it mid, depending on what you decide you want to pick. As soon as they lock the Yuumi, it's just like, all right, yeah, we don't give a fuck about.
Yeah,
it's so
we don't care.
It's so free. It's free in a million years. It's free.
Ezreal Yuumi just screams like, yeah, don't even come down here. Just don't even fucking like.
Oh, yeah. You can take if you really want to. You can even take the Jhin into Senna.
The what?
The Jhin.
Sorry, the Jhin. Yeah, Jhin, like, I mean, you know how I feel about Jhin, but even in this situation, it just feels better than Ezreal, right? Because at least with Jhin, you can like look for some like, but even the Jhin, right? If he curtain calls, Xerath immediately answers, right? And then now your fucking curtain call's fucked. And I'm pretty sure Xerath outranges curtain call, right? Like 100%.
I'm not sure on the ranges of that. They're both pretty long range abilities, but
yeah, Xerath is more flexible, right? Because it's a huge circle versus like a cone for Jhin. So like Jhin realistically most likely gets off like one shot, if two, and Xerath just answers with I'm forgetting the ability name. Like orbital cannon, I'm just gonna call it. Yeah, but yeah, he just artillery strike or something like that, and yeah, it's kind of over. But yeah, I thought it was a cool game just because like draft, like how draft works, and also just be like unexplored or underexplored champs, right? And in this case, Xerath. And unfortunately, like Yuumi in this meta, Yuumi right now, right?
I mean,
unexplored.
Gwen Yuumi is nice. I like Gwen Yuumi as a combo. It's just you can't have that be your team comp here. You have to have other options.
Yeah.
All right. So, is there any last points you want to touch on, or no?
No, I'm good. It was super cool. Like, talking to you about the game and everything. Like, this is, I think, my second like VOD review I've done with somebody. Right? I usually just do it on my own, like for my own knowledge and just like for prepping and stuff. But yeah, super cool. Hopefully, you get some other guests on. Hit me up anytime.
All right,
for sure.
All right, cool.